What's up guys, Krons here, and today I'm bringing you yet another video on Lords of the Fallen. I'm going to be showing you how to beat the shit out of the final boss of the game, maybe rearrange his arms, legs, whatever I can. He does seem to have too many of them, ugly bastard. I must say I didn't really like the design of the boss too much Dead Space many, wow. It just didn't fit. He's basically Dead Space Bowser. A lot of the earlier bosses in the game felt way more epic. Anyway, the problem many people have, I think, is that this particular boss has a lot of different attacks. Actually, he has 11, and a lot of annoying ones too. So I'm going to point out all his tells, as I do, and show you how each works. Thankfully, he's fairly slow, so most of his attacks can be rolled away from. But you still have to know what to look for and when to do it. I do have some advice before we get into that though. Try equipping a flawless poison rune in your weapon, a flawless luck rune in your shield, and last of all, if there was any boss in the game that you should treat like a Dark Souls boss, it's this one. Believe me. Take your time and don't get greedy. A flawless poison rune though can cut the boss fight time in half. It's definitely OP. Now the first few attacks in the first part of the fight are going to be a series of unblockable AoE attacks. The first is a pounce and slam where he will run towards you and jump, slamming into the ground with an area of effect attack. The second will be a King Kong area of effect where he will raise both arms above his head and slam the ground with an area of effect attack. Both of these are going to hit for moderate damage and, like I said, are unblockable. He will also do a right-left swing where he will swing his right arm towards the player and then follow that up with a swing with his left. Block it with a shield, and if you've got good poise, you shouldn't take any damage from this. Back away when he's about to punch and roll away when he goes in for a slam. Do not roll to the side if you're locked on, because then you'll roll behind him and take damage from his area of effect and miss a chance to get a hit in on him. After he does a slam, swing at him. If you're using a sword, you should get 3 hits. If you're using a greatsword, axe or hammer, it should be 1. Anything else, maybe 2. If you try more than this, you'll either get caught in an area of effect attack or not be able to block because you won't have enough stamina. Now, once you get his health down, you'll get kicked off the balcony and the second phase of the fight begins. This is when he's going to use a lot more types of attacks, and if you mess up, the fight can go quite badly. One of his most prominent attacks is going to be to summon Infected. He's going to bend down when he does this attack, then raise both arms above his head and release a green gas. This is a perfect window to get in as many attacks as you can because he's not going to fight back. He's then going to jump out of reach to the balcony and 5 Infected will rise from the ground and attack you. Next, he will always summon a fire trap. This attack will only follow the summon and will always appear behind you, regardless of where you are in the boss area. It's going to be unblockable and can deal heavy damage over time to you, but can also damage the infected. So as soon as you see it, begin running. Don't tank the fire. No, seriously, don't tank the fire. It's not worth it. Log on to one of the infected and train them into the fire. Pile them into the center and let the fire kill them, or as many of them as you can. There will be 3 fire trails, and after the last, try killing as many of the infected as you can. Because if you don't, the boss will perform a reaping, his next attack. It's a series of 3 attacks, where he will jump down and absorb the health of any infected still alive, regenerating his health. And obviously this can be quite frustrating, especially if you're not doing enough damage or had some bad luck between his attack patterns. In between summoning, he's going to do some other attacks. He's going to do a variation of the right arm left swing, which I'm going to call the right left slam that I mentioned earlier. but follow it up with a slam instead of just swinging about. The tell is when he raises both his arms in the air. Now he's also going to do, this is a rare attack, he's going to shoot the spikes that stick out of his left arm while swinging. This can be blocked with a shield, but I just rolled out of the way, as you may see in the video. So, when his health is down, he's going to create a curse, or he may create a curse, a cloud of thick red gas which will move slowly towards you. Now I must emphasize, avoid this at all costs. If you get hit, your health is going to shrink for the rest of the fight, and presumably, it's not going to go so well. Also, when his health is down, he can shoot a slow ground level red energy blast, which I guess is a trap, that will hit you for moderate damage. So basically avoid all red. If it hits the body of an infected, the energy will explode the body around it. So it's going to be also an area of effect attack. So that's presumably a lot of fun, and someone in the boss design team is going to have a good laugh out of that, I guess. Whatever. If you guys are having a lot of trouble, just stick to the same plan of grinding him down and avoiding his attacks. Attack whenever he's summoning, as I mentioned earlier, and after he slams into the ground when he does his slam attack. If you stick to this, you should be good, concentrating on just those two attack patterns of his, though the fight may drag out a bit. Don't feel too bad, it is a really annoying boss, And whose idea was this anyway? I can see a room, a boardroom, full of a bunch of people from Bandai Namco, and they're like, hey, you know what will annoy a lot of players? You know what will annoy Crons the most? You know what will annoy Manufactured Opinion the most? It's if we put a lot of area of effect attacks and just call that hard. Anyways guys, I hope this video helped you, and I hope you guys are enjoying Lords of the Fallen. I hope you guys are enjoying life, and as always, cheers.